Welcome back to News Live at 6. Your TV programming is changing this evening as Jimmy Kimmel Live remains off the air. His removal comes after comments regarding Charlie Kirk and questions over his rights. We're joined now by SU professor at Newhouse who teaches communications law, Professor Elliot Lewis. Thank you for joining us today. So now a lot of people are saying that taking Jimmy Kimmel off is a violation of First Amendment rights. Do you think it's more complicated than that?
It's definitely more complicated than that. The First Amendment prevents the government from interfering with one's right to freedom of speech. Here what we have is a private corporation, ABC, owned by Disney, that has decided to remove Jimmy Kimmel from the airwaves. So this is not direct government action. It's the result of a private entity.
Right, and so how do you think do you think that the FCC overstepped in their role? I know they were celebrating it. Do you think that, they are that private entity? Do you think they overstepped in their reaction to this decision?
The comments we're hearing from the FCC chairman and from the president, frankly, ought to trouble all Americans. The idea that they can threaten broadcasters with removing their license to broadcast if they do not put on content or put on comedians who agree with their particular point of view. Could you imagine under President Obama or under President Biden, their FCC commissioners threatening the licenses of conservative talk radio stations that air Rush Limbaugh? Right? It's unthinkable. Right? So at the end of this road lies nothing good in terms of freedom of speech in America.
Yeah. And looking ahead, do you think that this action sets a precedent for future other networks like NBC? I know President Trump has threatened NBC as well. Do you think that sets like a dangerous precedent for that?
I think everybody who's watching how this plays out is worried and should be worried about the direction we seem to be headed. I would also say that what you're seeing now is sort of the ripple effect of deregulation that we have seen over the decades with the FCC, a loosening of the restrictions on the number of television stations that any one single company can own. It used to be that one single company could only own 7 television stations across the country. And what that created was a diversity of media ownership. But now we have these companies that have been allowed to gobble up hundreds of stations across the country and wield this kind of influence over programming. So a lot of what we're seeing now is really a ripple effect of that.
Thank you, Professor Lewis, for your time.